Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Chapter number 21. ANBIYA, the Prophets chapter. As it cites many examples of prophet stories to remind us of prophets' role in helping headless to be a devoted believer. As headedlessness, al-ghafla, may lead to humans' fall, al-daya'. Thus, Prophet's role was to guide all people to true path, which is mentioned in verse number 1. Then, the chapter goes on elaborating on the Prophet's role until verse 18, which is a very significant verse in which God cites an example of how truth will prevail and falsehood will perish. بل نقذف بالحق على الباطل فيدمغه فإذا هو زاهق ولكم الويل مما تصفون. صدق الله العظيم. But what about the goal behind the Prophet's chapter? It wants to convey that we should follow the Prophet's footsteps. The chapter tackles many prophets and how they called people to God's path and how they worshipped God devotedly in submissiveness. While reciting the chapters, in verse 92, إن هذه أمتكم أمة واحدة وأنا ربكم فاعبدون. This Quranic verse stresses there is only one God and one message, and all prophets convey this message. As you can notice, this chapter starts by mentioning headedlessness. Then, at the far end of this chapter, in verses 105, 106, it tackles prophets who were righteous and worship God devotedly shall inherit the earth. وَلَقَدْ كَتَبْنَا فِي الزَّبُورِ بَعْدَ الذِّكْرِ أَنَّ الْأَرْضَ يَرِثُهَا عِبَادِيَ الصَّالِحُونَ. The takeout message: we should have the prophets as our role model in worshipping God and calling people to monotheism. Thank you for listening and see you in another chapter.